morning. Welcome to a quick, just on the fly cooking video of MacBean Scottish Fitness. I just got off listening to John Prepper Nation, his second video, which was pretty cool, and some things were brought out about price of food and how long you can keep like protein powder stored. So I figured that's kind of a good conversation to have while we are cooking up breakfast. So, of course, we start breakfast with bacon. I actually put a little bacon grease in the pan and we'll spread out. And that will kind of help keep the bacon from sticking when I initially put it on. So fresh bacon from the butcher is the way I prefer to get it. Hello everybody, I see a lot of people in there. I'll try to catch up on the waves here in a little bit. So, nothing like the sound of sizzling bacon. So I got 4 big pieces on there cooking. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I like to cook on cast iron. And when you cook with cast iron, you're also adding iron to your diet, which is important for healthy blood. I also want to make some sandwiches to take to work. I got ham steaks. They're pretty much just ham. No preservatives in them, which is a good thing. And I try to keep up with the dishes as I go along and cook. That doesn't always happen. Some nice fresh green peppers from the garden today. And a couple jalapenos. Also fresh from the garden. Along with potatoes. Fresh from the garden. So we're going to make this one a pretty healthy, as usual, diet, and then we'll top it off with a couple of eggs. So let me do some waves here. Yay. Let's go down. There we go. Come on. Always a trick to try to. Oh, get back. Trying to do this with the thumb. So if I missed you, apologize. I'm trying to get scrolled everywhere and send everybody hello. Randy, good morning. How we doing? So we've been getting plenty of rain. Thanks for your thumbs up, everybody. Been getting plenty of rain. So much that the sunflower plant fell over. So that was a first. So first thing with the potatoes, I'm going to give them another wash. You know, I'm doing is getting the dirt out of the skin. Because they are fresh potatoes, I'm not worried about any chemicals that I don't use any. So we'll chop those 2 big potatoes in there. I'm also, for lunch, I'm going to pan fry the ham, which is not necessary, but I think it adds a little bit of flavor to it. It'll kind of boost up the flavor. So good morning. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. Post any questions you might have. Question was brought out is how long you can store protein powder in the container it comes in. I think it's good for a year, as long as it's not in a very hot area. If you do repack it into glass candy jars, I think you can get 2 years past the best by date. Remember, they are best by dates. you got to kind of look at what is it the powder consists of. You know, does it have any milk in it? If it has milk in it, it's going to shorten it. If it doesn't, then you might get 2, 3, 4 years past the best by date. As always, when in doubt, throw it out. So if you have a doubt about how fresh it might be, well, at that point, you would want to toss it and prevent yourself from going through any unpleasantries. So now while there we are. While the bacon is cooking, I use my Cutco knife. Please visit my sponsor, Flicky O'Day, at cutco.com. I like these knives. I like the way they feel. I like the way they handle. You know, are there more expensive knives out there? Yes, there is. Are there less expensive? Of course. These I just like. Even when my hand's all greasy from bacon grease, I can still keep a grip on it. Or I can dry my hand off better. There we go. So I chop these into cubes. And the smaller the cubes, the faster it'll cook. Today I'm kind of getting a late start, so I'm going with a little bit smaller cubes. What are the advantages of the larger ones? Give it a little bit more flavor can hold in them. But remember, a good meal takes 45 minutes or longer to cook, from prep time to serve time, if you're doing it right, in my opinion. So if you go to a restaurant and you order something that should have been cooked, and they come out in 5 minutes with it, well, I think a microwave's been involved. Yeah, I think the stuff was pre-cooked. And I will hold to that. But if it takes 20 minutes or longer, then it was probably done correctly. Or they're just smart enough to hang on to it for a while. Could be a little bit of both. Bit of both. I think I'll save that potato for next time. Have enough taters. Now let's get some more taters because I do have a lot of peppers. That's going to go into the mix. So if you're storing protein powder, which is a good way to storing important calories for the long term, then what I would do is if they're in a really good plastic jar that's got a good seal on it, that's probably good enough. My weight gainer is still in the Mylar bag that I bought it in. But I have a second one that I'm probably going to transfer to glass. Things stay in glass fresh longer. I do that with my sugar and my flour. I transfer them over to glass. With the flour and that, I will put the flour in the freezer for couple weeks, and then transfer it in glass, put it in the freezer, make sure that you kill any sort of unwanted bugs in there. So later on when you open it up, you don't have the extra protein that you may or may not want. I know there's a big push for eating bugs, but not on this channel. So I got the bacon cooking. And the bacon is pretty much my cooking medium and flavor. Just finding on different parts of the pan cook at different speeds. And what I'll do is I'll bring the bacon out and let it drain into a napkin. And I'm going to pan fry 2 steaks because I don't feel like buying food today. So I've already bought food. I bought 8 steaks for $12.99. I had 2 of them for breakfast yesterday. So I got 6-4 left, so I got literally 3 lunches that I can provide and be spending half of what I'd be spending, well, even less than half, about maybe a third of what I'd be spending at the cafeteria at work. So this is a better way of doing it. So if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in chat. Answer them best I can. We're doing a follow-up on preparations questions about protein and also garden. So they were talking about how big a garden to put in, how much work a garden is. It's a lot of work. It definitely is. And if there was advantage of doing a community garden. So community garden, I think there's advantages. Depending on how big of a community you want. But a lot of times what you can do is, I do really, really well with peppers and potatoes and tomatoes. Somebody else might do well with sweet corn. Somebody else might do well with squash and watermelon. And so if everybody kind of plants what they can do really well at, and then when everything gets harvested, you can share. So, if I plant a garden that has everything I want, I'm going to take up the whole 1/4 acre. Here we go. Ever drink raw eggs? I have. I did that for a while, where I would just crack them in a glass and chug them, or I put them in a blender. I did that, and one time I had a questionable egg go halfway down, which I brought right back up. And then that was the last time I just did them whole. But when I'm making a shake in the blender, yeah, I might throw 1 or 2 eggs in there. The one I made this morning, I didn't. I added a banana, and I added a big scoop of peanut butter and a scoop of weight gainer. They say you use 4 scoops, but if you do, you're making pudding. And no turkey bacon. I eat bacon. Nothing against turkey bacon, just not for me. So now this is real bacon I get from the butcher. So it is a better grade. And then I cook in bacon grease. But bacon grease is far better to cook in than seed oils are. Now on Instagram, if I do miss your question, just repost it. And hopefully I'll see it again the second time it comes around. Hopefully I've caught up with everything. So no, real bacon. Let me see what Randy had to say here. Unexpected run to the store. Okay. Have fun. Thanks for stopping in, Randy. So I just kind of decided on spur of the moment to go ahead and do this live stream. So the bacon is like the first part, and then I'm going to sit there and fry up 2 ham steaks. And they're going to be for my lunch. So when I go to work, I'll have 2 big sandwiches to take with me. And then usually I stop at the store and I pick up a couple of Fairlife milks going with it. Thoughts on extra virgin olive oil? I cook in extra virgin olive oil also. Yep. So like when I make BLTs, I'm gonna cook a lot of bacon, and what I do is I save bacon grease for later. So I can use it to pre-season the skillet. I got another one up there. I can use it for baking. So instead of lard, I can use bacon grease. I do have a recipe for tortillas. The first time I did it, I used Crisco, and they came out like pie crust. I didn't have lard, and I didn't have bacon grease. So I'm gonna try that again one of these days. Probably not in a too distant future. So yes, olive oil is one of your better oils. Pure Irish butter I use. Coconut oil is good. I don't know your thoughts about how it tastes. So here I'm just going to do a quick pan fry of the ham. Give it a couple minutes on each side. And all that's doing is bringing a little bit more flavor into it. And So I'm cooking a late breakfast and then cooking my later lunches for work because I work second shift. So my day starts at about 7:30 a.m. and it ends about midnight. So this enough to get a nice sear and flavor. What I don't want is I don't want it bubbling on me. And it didn't have to, I mean, it's already pre-cooked ham, so I didn't have to cook it, but it tastes better this way. So I get a little bacon flavor seared into it. I know I'm good for at least 2 sandwiches at work. And the next thing I'll go on will be the potatoes. So the potatoes are fresh from the garden. Green peppers are fresh from the garden. Jalapenos are fresh from the garden. So this is going to be eating good in the neighborhood, as I like to say. I've got that going. So I have it on one of my, a little bit more than a standard burner, but I have it on low. Cooking on low is better. You don't want to be really in a rush to get things cooked. When you rush it, you tend to burn the olive oil, or you tend to burn the butter, and you take some of the flavor out of it. So yeah, bacon over turkey bacon, my preference. If you prefer turkey bacon or you want, turkey bacon because it's healthier for you, definitely I would go that route. But bacon grease is better than seed oils, it's better than corn oil, it's better than vegetable oil, it's better than sunflower oil. All these oils that they used to say, oh, this is better. It's not. So the bacon, the animal fats are actually healthier for you. Why? Because they're not processed to the extent that your seed oils are processed. When you process something and you add in chemicals, and I mean chemicals, when it gets to your body's like, what the heck is this? I don't know what this is. And so it puts it in a fat cell. And there's really no nutritional value for it. So then another thing I add just for flavor is pure Irish butter. I like the Kerrygold. I don't think I need that whole chunk. So I'll cut it in half. And that's just really to add flavor. There are some nutritional values for it, but it's more for flavor. And pure Irish butter because it's pure butter. Once again, we're not going to use it with all those saturated chemicals. Remember, when you're working out and stuff like that, stay well hydrated. This is water. And I use the glass containers. The glass containers are better for you than plastic is. So glass or stainless are your preferred way to store water. Plastic, although it's convenient, is actually worse. So now, I'm going to add the taters in there. What I'll do is fresh ground Himalayan salt. And why is Himalayan salt? Well, it's got other minerals in it besides sodium. So it's got calcium, it has iron, it has potassium, it has magnesium, it has manganese. All those are important to you. And then fresh ground pepper, because it tastes better that way. And this is just more for flavor. What I do is I put a healthy amount on there. And this is really what helps make the potatoes taste really good. And then we stir it up. So stirring it up is going to be getting the butter and the bacon grease to coat all four sides of the potatoes. So when I was young and impatient, I would burn the heck out of this stuff. I'd burn the butter, I'd burn the olive oil. Because I wanted to cook right away. I was hungry. So now I've learned to start before I'm hungry and then get hungry to it. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to wash off the green peppers and I'm going to use them all. So yes, the meal's going to have a lot of green peppers in them. Green peppers introduces vitamin D, vitamin C, and a lot of minerals you need. Jalapenos, even though it's a green pepper, bring a lot more fats and carbohydrates in than the green peppers do. I didn't know that. Plus flavor. So I give them a quick rinse off in the water. They're from my garden, so I'm not worried about fungicides or insecticides or whatever. But yeah, I want to get the dust off them, the dirt, and the buggies that might have been crawling on it. So basically, the excess goes in the food bucket. And then that goes back to the garden. So it's that circle of life. And then usually what happens next year is I have a lot of pepper plants and tomato plants spring back up with all the seeds, which I'm okay with. Sometimes I'll save the seeds, but last year, I actually saved the plants. And kept them in the house during the winter. And then come springtime, I put them back out. And that's why I have so many pepper plants right now, because they already had a well-established root system. They were pretty much ready to start producing right from the get-go. So I got one brown area which I'm going to cut away from. Otherwise, everything else looks really, really, really good. And with all the rain that just came through, I'm really starting to get bigger peppers. So a little bit more flavor. So I'll have well over a cup of peppers that I'm adding to the meal. And a cup of peppers do have quite a bit of nutrition and flavor. You got to have flavor. Life is no fun without flavor. And you don't get more flavor than you do out of a fresh grown vegetable. So remember, time you get the vegetables from the store, they're at a minimum time they get to the shelf 3 weeks old. So they're old. Now the jalapeno, I look and see how thick those walls are. When I have nice thick walls like that, it's going to be a pretty spicy pepper. So no, this will have a little bit more kick than a thin walled one. At least that's what I have found out. So what I do, I cut them into little circles and then slice them in half. And I used to only put one in, but my tolerance and my enjoyment from the flavor has increased. So now we do two. And I imagine for too long, I'll start doing three. This one also has some pretty thick walls. So these are going to be dusty. what I do is you probably can't see it, but I'm just knocking the insides out, knocking the seeds out. So coffee grinds, eggshells, potato skins, vegetable pieces, all go into the food bucket, and the food bucket goes off to the compost pile. When I'm done cutting up peppers, I need to wash my hands. If I don't, well, you rub your eye, and then the next thing you know, your eye is burning. So the best way to avoid that is make sure you wash your hands. Everybody, thanks, appreciate you joining in. Hit the thumbs up and all that other good stuff. Bold to think if you want to donate to the channel, which I would appreciate, you can do so. It's not necessary though. Those who come and visit all the time, hit the thumbs up. Definitely help also. Alrighty. So while I'm waiting that to cook, I'll give the potatoes another stir. Another shot of spices. And I will get out the bread for my sandwiches. Now I do make my own bread from time to time, but when I make my own bread, it's real heavy in calories. I mean, it's got a lot. And it's usually, I'm good for about a 10-pound weight gain when I do that. And it's a long process. So most of the time I'm doing this in the winter. But now I do have a oven I can proof with. I didn't have that before. So literally I used to just put a candle in the oven and then use that to kind of have it a little warmer than usual. So, got my cheese. The whole idea of nutrition a lot of times is pre-planning. I was actually trying to pre-plan. So one thing I need to go get out of the garden is some lettuce. That'll definitely improve it. So I'm going to grab a stalk of lettuce real quick and I'll be right back. I can just walk out the garden and do it. That's kind of the nice thing about it. Welcome back. Back in the saddle again. It's really easy just to get a big chunk of lettuce here. And cold water. Now all I'm doing is just breaking the leaves off. Rinse them off, and then I'll dry them back out. Well, Dad's got plenty here for the sandwiches, and for Mama to have a salad later on. So I did get a lot of extra stuff that I'll break off and put back in the food bucket. And restart that circle of life. So what I do is I get the towel out here and lay out the lettuce that I'm cleaning off initially. I'll give them a good shake. Then let them dry off on the towel. I know you can't see me over here. And the same thing, not a lot of calories here. It's not what lettuce is about. It's about providing vitamins and minerals that your body needs for its day-to-day operation. And if you're trying to lose weight, lettuce is definitely the way to do it. Because if you just eat a salad of lettuce without all the extra trimmings, means none of the 500 calories of salad dressing, you will lose weight. So the best way to lose weight is to eat a lot of lettuce. But you want to do it with just salt and pepper. Throw some cucumbers in there and tomatoes. And that's it. And you'll be ready to roll. So I know you can see it here. What kind of. So there's the lettuce after I washed it. And it's just one stalk. I got a lot of them out there. The ham, bacon, taters, and peppers that'll be going in here pretty quick. So same thing, another stir. So you're stirring to keep putting another layer of butter and oils around it, along with the spices, and then slowly cook it into the potato. And that's going to be like your mainstay of the hearty flavor. And then as they get ready, you throw the bacon in there. So let's make sure I'm still caught up here. Oh no, wow, I'm way behind. I'm way behind. So let me let me scroll down and see if I missed any questions. Make sure I just waved to everybody. Okay. A lot of people have joined. And I'm just checking to see if I missed any questions. Because I did miss a lot of people joining in. There we go. Did you soak the potatoes? No. I just washed them. Washed them and scrubbed them. They came out of my garden. There's nothing on them that's dangerous. And I'm just trying to catch up with everybody. If I missed your question, please ask it again. fell way behind. I apologize. Thank you for the bench. Amazing comment. I don't take any gear, no. Vitamins and minerals and lots of food. Raw honey and maple syrup on the ham. Ooh, I like that idea. I do have both. I have pure maple syrup and I have unfiltered raw honey. So I will have to try that next time. Too late now, but thanks for the idea. Okay, I think I caught up. So raw honey and maple syrup on the ham. I like that idea. That sounds delicious and it's good. We covered that. You know, what is maple syrup made out of? One ingredient, pure maple syrup. That's it. When you go to the store and you're buying your Mrs. Butterworth or your log cabin or your Aunt Jemima or whatever, there is no pure maple syrup in it. It's molasses, it's cane sugar, it's corn syrup, it's high fructose corn syrup, and it's a bunch of preservatives. None of it is good for you. Pure maple syrup, one ingredient, pure maple syrup. Raw unfiltered honey, one ingredient, raw filtered honey. So I think I'll give it a little more stir before I add those in. No idea, I just cooked the eggs in the middle. But yeah, question, no gear. I don't have an opinion one way or another about it. So if you're a person who takes some sort of, PEDs or whatever, as long as you're over 18, you're an adult, make adult decisions. I don't, because number one, I'm not going to spend the money. Number two, I think there's some adverse effects of it. And in my line of work, I don't need to be at that level. I'm stronger than I ever thought I was going to be as it is. So I do get a lot of comments, some people about that don't know what they're talking about. When they say, oh, you're on trend. Trend is to make you lean, not strong. All right, I had to talk to a bodybuilder who was on it. So what they said this, and he laughed. He goes, yeah, well, you're obviously not, because you got some body fat there. All right, so that's not what it's for. All right, I don't have the rubbery skin. I don't have the acne. So you get these young kids who they think anybody who's stronger than them or is out of the ordinary needs to be on it, and some of them are, but not all of them. All right, and you don't have to have huge muscles to be strong. Bodybuilders work out completely different. They work out for size. That's a whole different workout than somebody who's working out for tone, or somebody who's working out for strength, or somebody who's working out for endurance. They're all different workouts. They're all beneficial. But don't confuse one, style for another. All right, bodybuilder does not work out like a power lifter. Power lifter does not work out by us like a strong man does. That's just the way things are. It's life. So just because somebody's stronger, faster, some people are just have natural gifts, and some people put 50 years of lifting in. Been lifting a long time. Took me a long time to get where I was at, and it takes me a lot of work to stay where it's at. Now I've taken a little bit of break on the heavy lifting, and it's been working on speed and balance for my discus throwing, but I will be getting back into it. And sometimes it's good to change it up and take breaks every now and then. So I think the potatoes are getting to the point where they're almost done. You can one more stir, and then we'll put in the peppers. Let them cook for a few minutes, and then we'll hit the peppers in that. So, do appreciate being in chat. Let me make sure that I'm not losing anybody. Looks like I have to kind of scroll maybe sometimes. All right, good. And it's good nutrition. So for lunch, I'm going to have ham, cheese, and lettuce sandwiches. And I'm not throwing Miracle Whip on it. I'm not throwing all this other condiments on them. I'm trying to keep them the raw materials, keep them as healthy as possible. What I'll do is I'll just add a lot more lettuce. There, that's a nice, healthy leaf lettuce to the sandwich. So I'll stick them about 3-4 deep on each side of the meat. And that kind of provides your condiment type thing. I'm going to rinse out my other container here. And I think it's time to add the veggies in. So when I first put them in, I kind of got to back away because those jalapenos, when they steam up, whew, you got they kind of cause your nasal passages to get a little stimulated. So here I'm just sauteing the peppers into it and getting it all mixed up. If I can, I'll give you guys a close up. So then I'll add the bacon back into it. Then I'll push it off the side. I'll throw a couple eggs in the middle, and we'll be ready to eat. And let's see if I catch up everybody there. Wave. So this is eating good in the neighborhood. So the lettuce, give it a shake off. I'll break it in half. Yeah, so it fits better. Lettuce also kind of protects the bread if you are using ketchup and mustard. The lettuce actually helps keep the bread dry. So if you did pack it for, a lunch in that, when you get back to it, it's not all saturated. Let's see, there we go. So, layer lettuce. Put a big slice of ham on there. Big slice of ham on there. And then another layer of lettuce. And I tell you, once you start getting in a habit of eating a lot of this type of food, you really start to get a taste for it. I remember when I was a kid, I wasn't too really excited about this type of lettuce, but as I've gotten older, I have come to prefer it, actually. So, I can press those down, and they'll make a really nutritious and healthy sandwich. So, crunch down, then I'll put them in a Tupperware and get them in the fridge. Hey, Christopher, how we doing? Yep, make us a sandwich. So, sit there and get that one packed in there. There we go. see if this one's going to fit in here. I think it will. It's just going to need a little coaxing. There we go. I just need a little coaxing, so I got my lunch ready. Put that in the fridge for right now. And we're really close to having my late breakfast ready. So I was doing some things at premieres because I thought maybe that would help out. But I still want to keep the live streams going. Since I do have the internet where it allows me to do that on a consistent basis. So here we got the incredible edible egg. That's it, Crusher. We got sit over there. Give her a wave. Yay. Yes. Yeah, the throwing has made me more flexible, which will help with the speed. But soon I'll start bulking back up, Chris. And then there will go my flexibility. But during the summer, it was kind of nice to take a break from the real heavy lifting. I still do some of it outside. I don't obviously video everything I do. I did some push-ups today. I'm going to start getting back into those. I'm going to start getting back into pull-ups before I go to bed. You know, start getting back into a more serious routine. You know, this morning, you know, slept well. And we were just kind of laying around, not doing much. And I said, you know, I got to get moving. It's rainy outside, so a lot of the outdoor activities I usually do I wasn't doing. I said, yep, I got to get moving, got to get going. And take advantage of the produce coming out of the garden. Violets coming out of the garden. I mean, got to get her where the getting's good. So, I usually get the serve of potatoes and the green peppers, and add the bacon back in. Almost forgot that. Almost forgot to put the bacon back in. Blasphemy. So I can definitely smell the spice from the jalapeno. Looks like I got a delivery coming. We just got a package. I wonder what it could be. So I put those driveway alarms in. It lets me know when FedEx and UPS shows up. And I just ordered another receiver to put on this side of the house. Because I heard it, but I barely heard it. So I got one in the living room, I got one upstairs, and I want one by the back bedrooms. And Christopher is our big deadlifter guy. What'd he do today? I did 505 deadlift wearing Olympic lifting shoes. Awesome. And Chris is our big deadlifter. He can deadlift more than 505. And that's an impressive weight. I don't care who we are. All right, here he is. Thank you much. No problem. You too. We just got a package. We just got a package. And I think I know what it is. And I'll do a quick unboxing video and load that up later. But I know what it is. Now that I have Starlink, I don't need to be on satellite TV anymore. We can either watch it right off the internet, or we can watch it off like Peacock TV and some other ones. So we found out which ones carry the shows we like. On the one downstairs, I'm using my Xbox controller for it. I just ordered something else for the one upstairs. So once I get that unboxed and get it set up, mine will be all set. Now I'm trying to get that done this afternoon before I go to work. Depending on how complicated the setup gets to be. There we go. So use a slotted spoon. Absolutely, Chris. First, come to deadlifts. You are the man. To give you an idea, that's before the eggs. So this is very healthy, no preservatives, no strange chemicals, no poisons in it, all fresh from my garden. So you don't get to do it very often. This is why I enjoy so much this time of the year. And now let's pop some eggs in there. So get ready to cook the eggs. That's what I'll use the rest of the butter for. Just sit there and cook the eggs in. Same thing, the eggshells go into the food bucket. And I'm really thinking 1 egg a piece is going to be plenty. Christopher, thanks for coming in. Thanks for the thumbs up. So the incredible edible egg. All 20 amino acids that you need is in this egg. So about 6 grams of protein on a regular egg. Your jumbos will have 8. About 100 to 120 calories. And all 20 aminos. The only thing the egg is really missing that you need on a daily requirement is vitamin C, which I'm getting plenty of it from the potatoes and peppers. Now when I start lifting heavy, then I'll probably cook more than just 1 egg. But I'm at right now, so 1 egg and eating more meals on a consistent basis is a better way of doing it. Same thing. Some fresh ground pepper for flavor. And sea salt for minerals. And then I do take a multivitamin along with other vitamins. I do also have the so multivitamin is going to give me all the things that I'm missing, that I may be missing. But remember, these are supplements. They're not to replace. I also take milk thistle for my liver health. And then when I'm not outside, I take D3, which is one of these days. So I'll probably take some D3 at work. I do spread it out. There we go. Get that to cook. And we are soon to have breakfast. So I appreciate everybody popping in on both Instagram and YouTube. If you're on Instagram and you're not following me on YouTube, please do. I have 2 channels for the most part on YouTube. I have MacBean Scottish Fitness, Ta-da! And you can also order these shirts online. My daughter has an Etsy shop called Fallout Umbrella. So Fallout, as in the game, _ umbrella. And you can order these shirts and get sent directly to you. MacBean Scottish Fitness. And coffee mugs. So let's get ready to pop the egg in here. Get one more flip. I can pretty much just take it off the heat. And remember, with cast iron, you do not use soap and water. You use salt to scour it, and I use olive oil to keep it seasoned. And then I just rinse it out with hot water, and then dry it off on the burner, get all the moisture out of it. And that is looking good in the neighborhood. So, plenty of protein once I add the Fairlife milk to it. Plenty of minerals and vitamins from the potatoes and vegetables. So everything that I need for a nice, nutritious breakfast. Let's get ready to eat. Let me see. What's your bench at right now? Right now, probably 375 would be all I would put up right now. They haven't done it for a while. Last few times I've just worked out with 315, maybe 365. Once I start lifting heavy again, it'll shoot up really quick. So probably next week, wife kind of go back to school, so I will go back to the gym to do the heavy lifting. And I would say probably by the end of September, I'll be back to 405. That muscle memory kicks in, so it doesn't take long. Get right back in. Are you still doing resistance training? So the training I'm doing right now is I'm doing a lot of cardio. I'm doing a lot of throwing, discus, and throwing with weights. I'm doing a lot of shoulder work with dumbbells and barbells, and I'm doing a lot of calisthenics, pull-ups and push-ups is what I'm doing right now. Come next week, Monday will be my heavy bench day. Tuesday will be my back day. Wednesday, etc. Boom, boom, boom. I'll be there 5 days a week doing a full workout, which I will be live streaming. And also I'll be kicking up my calorie intake, which I've already started doing. So I've already been starting to have a nice heavy calorie shake first thing in the morning just to kind of get everything going. So yeah, expect by probably about mid to late September, I'll be back in the 405. And then I'll probably do a meet in November. And definitely plan on doing the one down in Athens, Illinois in January. And I like to be in the 4.25 or higher by then. So all I did is I gave my joints a long time to get nice and healthy. And I'll just start back at slow and steady. And it should come back before I know it. So dinner is ready. I thank everybody for signing in. And thank you very much for your support. Remember, you can contribute to the channel. All the contributes go to my videos and go for the equipment. So let me close this out. Are you wanting to end your live video? End video, yep. Da-da-da. Yeah, okay, that's fine. All right, share. And it's MacBean Farm. And breakfast. And lunch. Hit the old share button. There we go. I got that going. Then here on the YouTube side, and I didn't give it the half hour to send a notification out. And I know a lot of people were on John's videos earlier today. But for those who did pop in and hit the thumbs up, appreciate it. And everybody else, have a wonderful day.